No, we're not close, and yeah, I mean, I, the football world's a funny one, because I think there's an assumption that we got all this spare time to hang around with one another and talk to opposition coaches, and it's not what exists. And in terms of similarities, I'm 58. He's whatever. I've had 26 years. He's 5 years into it. You know, he's managed in one country. I've managed in a few. I'm not sure. He's got a great head of hair. He's he's a lot fitter than I am. I don't know, mate. There's not many threads there I can sort of join between us. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say opposites. We're people, mate. We're all different, And even the way his team plays is, yes, he does have an attacking philosophy, but it's different from mine, and that's the beauty of the game. That's what you love about it. That even teams and people you kind of think have a similar philosophy. There's always those tweaks, and it's why you can't copy. It's why I keep saying when people say, well, it's like, if you're an artist and you see a Picasso, yeah, you can copy it, but it's not going to be a Picasso, is it? It's the same with football. You can try and see that somebody else does something really well and try, but you don't bring your own personality into it. And as I said, I've got a great admiration for the way he's gone about things, and the way he's stuck to his beliefs. I think it's a credit to him. Yeah, I think the whole the football club, Arsenal have done a really great job in understanding that they were sort of probably heading in a direction that was showing them it wasn't going to be successful. And once Mikel came in, that they stuck, as you said, to the process, irrespective of short term sort of gains that may have been made by going in a different direction. And I think Mikel's been outstanding and been really strong right from the start of, having a real vision for the football club, and the club's backed him. But I don't think that's unique. I think, Liverpool did the same with Jurgen. Most clubs that end up having a successful period do it on the back of having a real clear idea about what they're trying to create. The only problem is that a lot of clubs kind of jump at shadows at the first sign of things maybe not progressing at the rate that they were hoping to. Whereas, like I said, it's credit to Arsenal, credit to Mikel that they've backed each other, and they're reaping the rewards of it. But that's not a blueprint for us to follow. We've got our own blueprint, and that you don't have to follow anyone else's timescale. You don't have to follow anyone else's processes. What you've got to do is, like I said, have a clear idea about what you want, and then provided along the way you're seeing progress to that end, then try and stick to it. I'm not really bothered about what Arsenal want as a game. I'm more bothered about what we want as a game. And as I said before, it's about us challenging ourselves to to be the football team we want to be, and the football team, the kind of progress we want to make is playing the football that we've started playing. That's as simple as that. So, what the opposition may want or may not want becomes kind of a moot point for us if we don't play our football. Like I said, there's always natural adjustments you make during a game because what the opposition do. But we've started playing this way, like I said, because it's how I think we're going to be successful, how I believe we'll be successful, not because I'm trying to, like I said, create something that's pleasing to the eye. If I'm not going to win with it, I won't do it. Well, it's not, yeah, and I don't want to sort of cast aspersions on people. I mean, it's just that they've never heard of me. So, you're kind of looking at black faces, and, and you kind of hope that there's a flicker of recognition there about something, but it's like they've just met somebody who's, who they didn't realise was in the football world, let alone, potentially a candidate for a club. So, but that's okay. That's just my journey. I don't say that for people to kind of, woe is me. It's like, mate, I love my journey. It's made me the man I am today, and I've had unbelievable experiences. And and there's always different ways to get to the highest level. And yeah, I didn't think I would, but if I didn't, it wouldn't have diminished sort of my life or my career. I've still would have felt like I've achieved all I wanted to, because I've made an impact wherever I've been, and that's always kind of the only thing you can sort of control. But from that perspective, it's just part of my journey. Other people have different ones. As you said, Mikel, I spent a week at City when I first got the Yokohama job, because they were part of the group, and they were generous enough to sort of invite me in. And I didn't speak to him, but I observed training. You could see then that how passionate Mikel was about the game, and you could sense he was itching to get going and become a manager himself. And we've got a sort of common acquaintance in Tim Cahill, and Timmy was always speaking very highly of him, both as a player and as a person. And he's, like I said, he's had a different journey, but he's made the impact. So I guess that's the whole point of it. As I keep saying, there's no real defined way to get here, and as long as people keep an open mind, you might be able to find great people from all different types of sort of trajectories to get to this point. Yeah, but by not shying away from that challenge, I guess, and not fearing the outcome if things don't go well. Ultimately, that's always your measure, and it's my history, and people sort of use it almost as a kind of barometer against me, that when I went into Champions League games with Celtic, or I went into World Cup games with Australia, that I should have changed my approach, and we got some pretty decent lessons along the way. But I just think that's the only way you can measure yourself. How do you know if you ever want to be that kind of team? Is I guess the question. If you want to be a team that challenges, well, you have to play that way, irrespective of the opponent. So there's no point not using a game like Sunday as a measure to see where you're at. If you shy away from it, and we don't play our football, and we manage to get a draw, and we survive the experience, what have we really learnt apart from the fact that we've survived 90 minutes of football? Nothing. So and that'll be and the players, I think, already know that's what be my message to them. We're going to go out there and play our football and measure ourselves, and if we're short, we're short. We need to make that up, and if we match them, well, it's great, isn't it? Because then we know we still got a long way to go, but we've already established ourselves that, in the biggest of the occasions, we're prepared to play our football. No, it's pretty consistent, mate. I'm miserable either side of it, and my wife and family are used to that. No, look, no different, because I know what's coming, and you kind of look forward to that. When we walk out there, kick-off time and the roar goes up, you're right in the middle of it, and you're looking forward to it, and you want to do the best you can do. I want to try and support the team and everyone as the best way I possibly can with my role, and then at the end of it, you deal with what's left, and usually you're pretty exhausted by it, and what you do know is that irrespective of the outcome, in probably less than 24 hours, you've got to dust yourself off, walk back in here with a clear head, and get ready to tackle the next task. No, I mean, look, he's training well. He seems to be sort of at ease with himself. I think you're right. I mean, it does help when things, go well. But as I said after the game, that's the balance probably Richie's got to get in his life now, to understand that, the more you can sort of, try and keep a balance in the way you view your own life, the better he'll be able to overcome the issues he has. And if his football's going well, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be going well, because he's training well and he's a fantastic footballer, then hopefully that helps him in the other areas of his life that he needs to. And that's the same for all footballers.